Too quickly. The week went by too quickly. Hi, I should be live. It's Sarah. Welcome back to the last day, our last day together for Week of the Grief. Thank you so much for being with me this week. It went by too quickly. So let me just start by saying thank you. If you're here live, I'm so happy that you're here. And if you're tuning in later to review, this is day 5 of Week of the Grief. If you need to review, go back and check out the rest of the week. And we're actually going to do some review a little bit today as well. But before we jump into that, my intro, I'm Sarah. I'm a story coach. I'm the author of Rewrite Yourself, a 30-day in-home writing retreat to help you fall back in love with your writing and with writing by hand. I love helping people tell stories that really matter. And that's what this week has been all about, looking at how we can write in, through, around, and about grief. And it's been a really terrific week. Check out our open mic. That is also on my channel, that video from last night where we had some beautiful readings and sharings from the writings that came out of this week. My disclaimer that I've been making all week, this is not a mental health I'm not a mental health professional. This is not a place to go for mental health help. If any of the feelings that are coming up as you're exploring grief are too much, too heavy, too overwhelming, please stop, talk to someone you trust, and get professional help. This is an adult learning space where we are writing, and I'm giving you free writing prompts because that's what I love doing, and I hope that you will join me and the Rewrite Yourself community. You can officially be part of Week of the Grief. Sorry, there's a lot of things to go over. You can officially still be part of Week of the Grief and go over everything, get all the resources and all of the links and everything by joining below. And that everything will be available through November 14th. So you have a couple of weeks to do all of this and do a deep dive for yourself into writing with grief. So take advantage of that through November 14th by joining below. And so that's my disclaimer of what we're doing here. And my reclaimer is we are continuing to write by hand. We're continuing to write today the things that really matter to us. And we are reclaiming the right to write about grief and to give ourselves an uncensored space to explore how we really feel. And love helping you do that on the page. And now, so I did my disclaimer, my reclaimer, and now my exclaimer. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me do what I love to do. Today's our last day, but that's not the end of our time together because I'm going to do another daily writing series for free on this channel. And that's going to come up in December. It's going to be a miracle party. So if you're interested in writing more miracles into your life and seeing more miracles in your everyday world, you can join that. The link is below for Miracle Party 2022 and join up. And that's going to be another free daily writing series. And I'm really excited to bring that to you. I'm just beginning to dream that up right now. So if you want to be a part of helping to shape that, also you can join up and I'll be reaching out to you and we'll be making that happen together. So transitioning into our work for today. If you got the download from today, you already got a little preview of what we're doing today. And if not, I'm going to just go ahead and screen share. We're starting off with a review of what we have done this week. And to begin that review, I would like to revisit the reading that I did on our first day together by Martine Prechtel. And that resource is going to be linked so that you can have that as well. But I'm just going to go back and give you just another little taste. The smell of rain on dust. Our very lives start out from the very beginning by us crying out as hard as we can in a newly found voice, not in a complaining squeal of rage for not having things stay the same, but in a sorrowful, musical wail, tiny and beautiful, that says, "Mama, where are you? Where am I? I'm cold and alone here without your drumming heart." It is a grief poem, a song. As humans, we start our lives from the very first instant with a deep, artistic expression of our first loss, not with a phlegmatic smile, nor with a void, empty slate, but with a truly, elegantly active spiritual intelligence that knows we must sing grief a song, whose grandeur, even for its smallness, has all adults in hearing distance tearing up as well. Because all real grief causes all to grieve. All of us were born masters of that hopeful, life-giving sound of grief the day we rolled in. The sound that all humans somewhere know instinctually for grief. It is a newborn baby's grief wail that is the most profound form of praise for being alive. Everyone knows this. We should have all gotten only better at it and even more beautiful throughout our lives and throughout history, but culture would not condone it. It does not need to stay lost. Babies know what we all know inside, the grief for the loss of the rhythm of the mother, and for whom we should all again find a voice and mind to elaborate that grief into praise. Grief expressed out loud, whether in or out of character, unchoreographed and honest, for someone we have lost, or a country or home we have lost, is in itself the greatest praise we could ever give them. Grief is praise because it is the natural way love honors what it misses. Our first step today is to review our work. From the list, the rant, all of the poetry, your before, finally, and after. Look over all of your writings. Take a moment now and see if you can find evidence for praise. Circle, highlight, or star all of these things, the evidence of the depth of your love, your caring, your recognition of what is special, what is beautiful. And take a few moments to do that now. And feel free to continue to peruse your writing, finding evidence of your praise this week. Praise in the grief. I'm going to do another reading now. Again, I will provide information and links in the follow-up email. This is from Letting Go of the Person You Used to Be by Lama Surya Das. At one time or another, everyone loses something. We lose loved ones. We lose our health. We lose our glasses. We lose our memories. We lose our money. We lose our keys. We lose our socks. We lose life itself. We have to come to terms with this reality. Sooner or later, all is lost. We just don't always know when it will happen. Here's a clue. Sherlock Holmes said, "We reach, we grasp, and what is left in our hands in the end? A shadow." Loss is a fact of life. Impermanence is everywhere we look. All that we gain is eventually lost. Everything that is born withers and dies. The seasons come and go. All of those who are gathered together are eventually parted and scattered. Even great civilizations and empires crumble and return to dust. We are all going to suffer our losses. This is a fact of life. How we deal with these losses is what makes all the difference. For it is not what happens to us that determines our character, our experience, our karma, our destiny, but how we relate to what happens. This is a key spiritual verity. It helps allow us to take hold of ourselves and our lives. Here opens the way beyond victimhood and on to self-mastery. Loss is a complex concept, and recovering from loss involves deep and often conflicting emotions. Nobody wants to experience loss, but it's guaranteed that we will. Loss is the elephant in the room that we all want to ignore or deny, yet we can't. Some people are so fearful in the face of great loss that they don't want to be around people who are in mourning. Some can't go near hospitals, cemeteries, or sick rooms. They say that they find it too depressing. They intuitively know that they will not be able to shield themselves indefinitely from life's pain, but even so, they prefer to protect themselves as much as possible. If you don't look, maybe it'll go away. Unfortunately, it won't. Life is fraught and fragile. Compare the intensity of losing a tennis game with that of losing a child. Think about the difference between losing a job, a mate, a house, or a parent. Think about what it means to lose innocence, trust, faith, or belief. Some varieties of loss are momentary, while others are more lasting and not necessarily to be swiftly released and forgotten. Some losses, like bankruptcy, unemployment, or eviction, are serious, but they can eventually be put behind us. Others, like the loss of family members, mates, and young children, can be so brutal that we may never really get over what we have experienced, nor do we need to. The deep pain we continue to experience reminds us of our love and keeps our hearts open. We discover often to our amazement and relief that love is greater than time and place, and even greater than death. We discover that we can hold our lost loves in our hearts, even as we slowly open to new love. From this, we'll take our writing prompt for the day. My grief is a celebration of. Looking over everything that you have written from this week, or simply taking a moment to integrate this grief completely and not holding it separate from your ability to love and look forward. Write how your grief is a celebration. Again, the prompt, my grief is a celebration of, and we'll take some time to do that writing starting right now. Go. And take a moment to wrap up your thought. I want to tell you a story that's not mine. It's a very old story, and there are many different cultures that have a similar story. I've read it a few times from a few different perspectives, and I'm going to tell you my own take, the amalgamation of this story. So there was a king a long time ago, and he wanted to keep one of his top people out of trouble. So he sent this servant on what he thought was an impossible mission. He told his servant, "There is a magic ring that I need you to find and bring to me. This magic ring will make a happy man sad and a sad man happy. Go find me this ring." The king, knowing that no such ring exists, was very satisfied with himself, thinking he would keep his servant out of trouble. And the servant, out of love and duty, searched high and low for days, weeks, months to find this ring. As the harvest festival approached, the ring was still unfound until finally, as night was falling on the eve of the festival, the servant happened upon one of the poorest peddlers in one of the poorest parts of town, and having asked everyone else that he could find in the land, he thought he would ask this poor merchant, "Have you heard of a magic ring that makes a sad man happy and a happy man sad?" And the peddler smiled and reached into his pocket and pulled out a ring. The servant took one look at the ring and was overjoyed, in shock. He had found it. He ran to the king as the preparations for the harvest festival began. The king laughed as he saw his servant approach. "Oh," he said, "you have finally returned and found what I have sent you after?" Everyone laughed, knowing about this great joke the king had pulled. And to his surprise, he smiled as his servant held up the small gold ring. "Here it is, Your Majesty." As soon as the king read the inscription on the ring, the smile left his face. On the ring, the words, "This too shall pass." This too shall pass. Our grief, our sorrow, our joy. This too shall pass. This life. And when we allow it to pass, what do we have space for next? This story brings us to our last writing prompt of the week. Thank you, grief. Now I have space for. Now I have space for. And fill this in. Take a few moments to take that prompt as far as it will go. Now I have space for. Go. It's time to wrap that up. If you enjoy writing like this, writing with me, writing what's meaningful to you, please consider joining me for Mindful Mondays. Every Monday, a free writing circle to close out the day, 8 p.m. Pacific. We get together and do a little meditation, a little writing meditation, and then some sharing. It is beautiful and it is happening every Monday. Sign up below to come along. And that ties in beautifully to our last topic today and the last topic of the week, ritual. You may have noticed that I've been lighting a candle for every day that we've been together this week. I encourage you to make a ritual of your writing in some way that is meaningful to you. That could mean reading it aloud, sharing it with someone you love, burning it, ripping it into pieces and burying it in the earth. Something that means something to you. And that is what I'll leave you with. If you want to share any of your writing with me, I would love to hear it. You can reach out to me, information below how to do that, how to get in touch with me. I want to wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Please do like, share, subscribe, let people know about this channel, about all the free writing, prompt writing inspiration that I'm doing here. I hope that we stay in touch. I look forward to seeing you if you want to join me for the miracle party that'll be happening in December. And until next time, write on.